if you want to take mid-control.
I don't mind
so
Team Liquid's lineup here. I kind of like it. I kind of like it.
Team Liquid, but we'll
I'm
see
not
how
a fan
it
of
pans
Crew's
out.
lineup,
Now that
really.
you see Crew, again,
The Killjoy's nice. I like that. The Rays, okay.
They're actually 90%
Omen,
win rate on this
not
map.
so much.
Or that statistic only counts teams they've played in Latin America, but still, we'll see how things go here. Right on the attack.
Sage,
for Crew,
Jet,
they look to make their way towards
replaceable.
Sarkas already with some scouting information. It's going to spot
the fact that these teams don't use Astra blows my mind. What are you guys doing? Use Astra.
Recovery here now for Crew, as Liquids have plenty of time to rotate and push around the map. They've got all the information.
You're literally like, you're holding yourself back.
They're going to have to just force the issue. There's not really a good answer in this situation.
Yeah. This is just a great start, right? Look at Soulcaz. He actually bought 3 guided lights at the beginning, sacrificing the armor and sacrificing.
That being said, I like Team Liquid's comp better.
So
I think their comp is better than Crew's.
Frenzy to get the first
but they both don't have Astra, so they both are kind of losing.
So a 3-on-1, unfortunately, as Crew weren't watching their backs.
Oh,
very nice.
Nice shot.
I mean, if you are a someone that's only seen him in Valorant, then historically he is known as the headshot machine.
Yes.
He's known for his one-taps.
They know me for my one-taps.
The whole thing.
Yes. You'll find it. You'll find it for sure. And at the same time, seeing how Scream is already landing shots.
I like how he hit this guy in the head. He didn't have to hit that guy in the head, but he did.
Be scary. That's a
I find that so funny. He could have easily just bodied him.
Single bullets off.
But he hit him in the head.
Pistol right there, and he was able to open it up against version 1 yesterday. If he continues with this form, Crew, it's gonna be a very hard one for them to get.
And here, in terms of objectives, we're looking to see if Crew can try to find a way to get a couple kills, maybe facilitate a plant of the spike to get some extra money.
Link isn't confident with Astra. Well, Astra's hard. She's a lot of micromanagement.
Like this, you don't
Astra's a hard character to play.
You want those smaller goals.
So I get not using her, but I feel like you're basically saying I'm not good enough.
Liquid have a very good setup to
that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like teams that don't use Astra are saying. Like, we're not good enough to use this. That's what I feel like.
Anything in mid.
And I don't like that.
Retakes on both sides effectively. It's a good approach.
Yeah, they were just afraid here for this point for Team Liquid to see if Crew was going to already cross over into ropes. So bring that Trailblazer in there, knowing that there's no aggression coming in from Crew. It's still a default, and they're still in great positions. They don't have to over-rotate yet. And you see those guided lights coming out from the minimap to get info.
Well, there it is. The judge comes to play, and that's the Prime Gaming flawless in the bag there for Liquid. Again, pretty much just almost, it feels like an impossible scenario if you're a Crew in that position. Just as you said, Vansily, Liquid playing it kind of perfectly. They're not really putting a foot wrong. They're actually giving up the sites, so there would have been a possibility to rush down a site for a plant, but maybe that would have been the best possible.
Prime Gaming flawless.
First gun round.
Anybody?
Definitely. And as I was talking about that guided light, it was coming out from the mini-map if you were paying attention to that.
Gun round.
So
they kept the judge. They got their SMGs. They're not upgrading at all.
He's looking for a guided light towards B main. No information. It's still towards mid, and that sets up Yumpy perfectly. In this round, they're just going to continue to rotate Soulcaz around with all this information. They catch one at the entrance of A main, but as they still try to battle for info, that's perfect right there. The wall to come up, it gets automatically sprayed down. They hear 2 sets of shots to break down the wall. So now they know they're playing extremities for Crew. They're playing a slow default once again. And Team Liquid, they readjust to it by playing maybe a slightly more heavy mid side with, again, Soulcaz, this time with Scream.
And right now, Liquid aren't really too sure what's going on. They will be getting some flashes through towards B main just to get some information. And
no, dude. Oh, this is so scary.
So still no info
oh,
correct.
Don't fall into the judge.
Mail and oh wow, Nagzed, that's a fantastic.
I feel like Scream is the worst person to have a judge.
An easy one for Scream, but Nagzed too quick.
He was literally aiming at head level with the judge.
Effective.
He was aiming at their foreheads with the judge. Not exactly how you use that weapon.
On default, so. Fantastic contact play from
Crew. But that's okay.
Beautiful kill. That actually shambled the whole setup here for the defense. But Yuppie's on that flank. They have a lot of utility to watch at the same time. But here comes a push in from spawn side.
looking at quite hard fought here at the moment, down to a 3 versus 1. After all said and
Well
done,
done.
Liquid fall. It's a good attempt, but KRU, man, I'm really.
They didn't buy anything
just
good, but that judge was set up in a perfect position to get so many kills. They just walked out into the judge, and not a shot was even shot. So
information overall to know where anybody was. So
I don't know. That was weird.
That's when contact plays are at their most dangerous.
Yes. And especially now that Team Liquid on that previous round were on a bonus round, I found that Cryptics maybe overextended a little bit from the default boxes just to try to catch some players off guard when you're playing a mid-range weapon with that Spectre versus Vandals and Phantoms, and also potential trade setters for KRU immediately on that spacing on that catwalk. It was very hard to hold.
I need like a mini
little
treadmill.
bit more sneaky there could have helped out on Team Liquid with that rotate, because they still had the guided light to come back in. This round though, Team Liquid with the gun round, they are putting a heavy aggression towards this mid side. Look how far up they're pushed up, but it's immediately getting pushed back by the paint shells of B&J. Very well done for KRU.
Yeah, they are reacting quite nicely. Not really giving up anything to Liquid so far.
Has Bind been played in this tournament?
Played into
yeah,
mid.
New Turn played it.
They are also looking after A main as well as B main, so should Team Liquid try to push any of those positions, KRU will know.
I think someone else played it too, I don't remember though.
Trying to edge their way up middle.
My memory's bad.
Heavy defense there for Team Liquid. They have 3 players.
I've watched so much of this that my brain is... They're all the same.
Straight through the wall.
All these matches.
And they see nothing in mid. So
dude, they love doing that. Team Liquid loves that. They put that wall up and they pop through it. That happens all the time.
This wall is so strong, though. The wall at the same time to see towards mid that was set up by Cryptics on that staircase, and now it could be a wall.
Man, they know it's A.
Towards the A side.
Oh no, Link's down. Scream. Nice shot. Oh, nice shot. Oh, nice shot.
From Scream. And it doesn't seem like there's all that much left here in terms of firepower for KRU to take this site. BNJ with a nice position up in heaven, able to find Cryptics. But he is the last man standing now, BNJ.
No time. Just go for it, dude. Just send it.
Pressure is really on in this situation. It's just not enough time for that one, and Slowcast will take him down. Really nicely. I mean, you're really seeing the value of Sky, I feel like.
Yeah, they got the entry.
When Liquid didn't really understand what was happening, they can gamble pretty effectively because they get to send these Sky flashes.
They got the entry, but there is 2 more.
It's just so much information.
Yes, and you combine.
They just didn't expect the double. That's all.
Put on the top of the right side.
And they missed the flash, by the way. They missed the flash again. That's twice this tournament that we've seen people try to do that paranoia, and they miss it.
You're putting bodies out. You're ready.
If they hit that flash, they probably would have won the round.
Nothing happening in
That's crazy.
It could actually now set up your anchorman towards A or B to be just ready for any type of pushes. And you saw how Scream was ready right there. So unfortunately, KRU, this puts them on an eco. Sort of a hero by here from Azino with the Spectre, but they're picking up the Blade Storm on that B side that could potentially help things out once they're going to go for this potential anime battle, but looks like they're falling back towards mid control once again. And you can see it, Dan, at the same time for how they're setting up for KRU. Because they only have that solo flash, they're going to have to group up a lot, have that slight spacing to be able to get those quick trades in there. But against utility that you currently have from Soulcast, the way that he's running his abilities,
your movement's stressing me out. Listen, I can't stand in place. It is so hard to stand in place. I have to move around a little bit.
Yeah,
I can't just stand here like this.
KRU's pacing as well, because they're setting themselves up to be able to throw in a super fast round and perhaps catch Liquid off guard a little bit later on. But they're also so far avoiding a lot of these setups from Liquid by just playing very slowly. And in that sense, that also is allowing them to sort of feel more comfortable in their game. And with that said, Klaus with a huge frag all the way from downtown to catch in screams, and now KRU are going to collapse on the sides. Link able to defend from elbow. Huge defense there from Link, able to hold backside control for the time being. Soulcast now reinforcing and getting the kills as well. Liquid doing everything they need to hold on to this position. 10 seconds to try to plant this spike. There's surely not enough time here, and in fact, that's going to be a wrap. Liquid defends.
Why are you standing anyways? Because I sit too much.
I'm actually surprised that that hit actually got it into a kill, especially if I think that Scream had full armor, because for me, when I'm playing the game at that distance, that's a frustrating 145 damage with the Sheriff. So it worked out perfectly to get that first entry, and you saw, as the pacing you mentioned, Dan, to get where the defense setup wasn't at for Team Liquid, KRU was able to go for that ropes into the A heaven, crunch into the A site. But Link, from the Blade Storm that he avoided from Nagzet, just allowed allowed for Soulcast to move in right after and just anchor perfectly inside the site. So it looked pretty good for Crew at the on the get-go, but just unfortunately with sometimes the RNG that you have from the Blade Storm, it comes back and swings back in the favor of the defense.
Yeah, quick trade there towards A, and should be helpful. Trailblazers sent forward by Soulcast. There goes. Oh my God, Soulcast! My goodness gracious!
My God!
Absolutely denying everything from Crew. It looked perfect for them.
Remember what I said? Team Liquid's nothing without Scream.
Shots, completely
I don't know.
And that's
I think they're trying to tell me.
For Crew. Oh,
Shroud,
really
you're an idiot.
Good timing there.
Yeah, I think so too.
Damn.
I think it was just maybe a missed satchel charge to get BNJ a little bit faster into the B heaven side, but the positioning from Soulcast, you see it, it's right in the open. He's flying in the air, he's trying to clear out towards that left side, and Soulcast, it's not only maybe on a missed satchel, it was how fast Soulcast was able to react onto that satchel charge coming into that B heaven.
Why would you say that?
That was just
I don't know.
Easy lineup for
because
the other two.
Because Scream was on and everybody else was off.
And like I said, the spacing
so it made it look like that was the case.
So they could actually set up
and it's just fun, you know. NA #1, EU not anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just fun.
Once again, Liquid looking good on the defense here towards A as Crew go in pretty quickly. We talked about that switch up of pace. They are on just Sheriff's hip though. Soulcast ready with the flashes.
Soulcast is pissed, dude. Soulcast is pissed. He whiffed that knife or whatever was going on last time, and now he's just banging headshots all day.
Able to take control of heaven as well.
He was embarrassed, and now he's ready to frag. Look at him go.
Turning the corner. It's not going to work out for him this time.
Okay.
And Crew are actually holding onto some positions.
I am just the worst. I jinx everything. Everything.
The bait works though because Cryptus goes down.
I jinx it all, always.
Huge advantage. And there's a
I should stop talking.
Scream as well. Oh no, into Yampy, into the crosshair. Just sitting here, ready and waiting. Dash, my good. Nice. With Scream as well to clean it up for the 3K. Oh my God, what is that? Was so back and forth.
I gotta have to hand it for Screams just to be able to throw that Frost Orb into the entrance of the spawn side. If it wasn't for that, again, the aggression from Crew looking at the spawn side early kill, you're trying to go for a close range frenzy kill on the attacker side.
Of course, it's a triple headshot lineup.
No matter
it's not
what,
triple bodies, all headshots. Of course it is.
To rotate out, trying to catch him off guard. But just because of that slow orb and enables Team Liquid to get the first kill into the battle, into the trades, Scream is able to rotate back even faster. They read him like a book right after that, and that's an easy lineup when you're playing against less firepower from Crew's side. Now, though, at least, unfortunate for this spray to put Klaus down to 6 HP, but they do have a lockdown to work with where it could have maybe helped towards his A side in the end. I think, again, you're just trying to waste this utility on mid side before. You see it or not aggressing that fast. If they could actually get a couple of flashes out from Soulcast and end back towards A later, it could be a very strong ult for them. Or that.
They didn't expect that. That was a good little change up.
You can hear.
Now, what can they do off of that pick? They got to pick male.
And Nagzit picks the perfect timing. Great mechanics there on that one end.
They probably should regain some control.
That's, that's the question. You're on the attack. It's such a strong position to be in.
Main. Either A main or B main before they do anything, because I feel like it's kind of going in blind is kind of dangerous, right? Not having control.
Trying to battle it up against Nagzit, and that's actually a really good position against that.
They're doing it.
Off angle here from Scream.
The lads are doing it. Here they go.
Pull back. Ooh, dropping down.
Yeet.
It's scary. Yampy goes
it's gonna work.
It's up to Scream now to hold
it's gonna work.
Position by himself.
It's gonna work.
Take him out.
They don't need control.
Here on these engagements for
just run out. I love it.
They've got the bomb site. They have the
hello.
And there's only 2
Hi.
from
Okay,
Liquid to do anything here, and they want nothing to do with
hello.
it. And you can't blame them.
That's for sure. I think just the jump bait switch there, just for getting the entry for Crew was actually quite perfect. When again, you don't have that much utility in terms of flashes to try to take over the site. You got to throw the bodies in, unfortunately, and that's how it is. And they played it perfectly now this time for Crew in terms of trying to bait out their teammates. to be able to at least get an opener. And Scream, you saw that Frost Orb. He was trying to put it there towards that B heaven side just to slow things a bit. It just bounced off, unfortunately, off that balcony.
I don't have to pee, I'm just standing.
And that catches Yampy in an awkward position where he got shut down. So it's not too bad so far for Crew. They add a second round onto the board. It's going to be a Prime Gaming flawless at the same time too, or unless it was a res going on at the same time. I kind of probably missed it. But at a 6-2 right now, it's not too bad to finally warm up here on this first half, especially with that shot.
Yeah, really awesome to see that. And it's just great too because, you know, it shows a degree of flexibility within a team like Crew where they can spot small leaks and like be on the fly, be like, okay, let's punish this and actually create a round out of it. And that's a much needed round too. 2-6, still plenty of rounds here to try to make this a more respectable scoreline against Team Liquid, who have been very dominant so far. As we go into this next buy round, we'll see the flashes coming through once again to B main. Crew will take control and over B main though, regardless.
And you see the walls that are set up right now on the defense for Cryptics. It's actually not going all the way towards the entrances.
That's like 40. That's like 40 seconds of safe mid.
Towards his A ramp.
That's a lot of confident info.
Speaking
knowing you have that much time of safe mid is nice.
Repositioning, surely not going to peek into this one. Yampy looks so poised for this, and of course he connects it. And the problem with that one is now they're down to 3 players. They've got no map control. We're getting the Trailblazer thrown through to B main once again. You know, Soulcast on that Sky, able to get so much information. And also Andy with the headshots as well.
Wow.
Always very nice. And now it's just 2 left here for Crew.
This is really, really, like, I don't know what Crew's doing here.
To confirm
they
at least
walked out A
going there, because after that first kill, like you said,
with no utility,
no control, the Trailblazer that came out, you're just
got
knowing that
twice,
Crew is
and then walked out B,
last second hit with the 3 players remaining
no utility,
on that side. But
got
when you
headshot.
lose a fight like that, off angle, out in the open for Soulcast.
I see what they were trying to do. They were trying to surprise. They were trying to surprise the A player by double walking through and getting a position with their op. But that's so risky, man. I feel like why not just use a little piece of utility to really, really set that offer up, rather than just walking out and trying to set the offer up with nothing.
At the same time for the
throwing a flash. Oh wait, you don't have a flash. That sucks.
Potentially with an op kill to bring out a Blade Storm. So they're going to have to try to use it potentially soon into the next round here for Crew.
I believe in Crew. I believe.
Oh yeah.
It is definitely very tough though against an operator when you have just only the paranoia for flashes.
Clean.
I love like the slow motion voices.
Yeah. It's one of those nice ones, but yeah, this time up I think is
Omen doesn't really count.
It's a good call for it so far.
Omen's too specific.
Yeah, the thing that's
you need a more general flash than Omen. Omen is like I know exactly what I want to flash.
Some really huge clutch moments.
And this is why.
For example,
other characters like Sky are I'm gonna flash this. And figure out if someone's there. And if they are there, they're not going to be there after the flash, right?
If that's not a headshot,
all the other flash characters like
takes a few more bullets to do it.
Sky,
Phoenix, and they lose the entire
Yoru,
and there's this post plant that now can be played by
Breach.
Crew. So just some of these like moments have been so phenomenal, and the timings from Liquid.
What is that? Oh,
looking very confident so far, and you can see.
I thought that was a Karambit. He was flipping.
There,
looked like he was flipping a Karambit.
Center, and there with the manager, his good friend Eamon. I spent a lot of time with those guys. They are really fun to hang out with, and it's also been cool to see the storylines in this game. I know a bit more about those two than some others, but Sliggy, for those who don't know, is
Reyna's okay for that, I guess.
Renowned for really changing the game and observing in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and maybe that's a story for another time as we're back into this one.
You know what?
Anyway, Sky is just the best flash. Like really, Sky and Breach are just the best. When it comes to flashes, Sky and Breach just own, and they'll get you set up anywhere you want.
Something different to have the mind to do the things that he was doing. But into the action we go here, and it's a huge aggression here on A main, trying to fight for this early control. Oh my God! Hello,
what video game are we watching?
Right at the offset of this round.
Is this Valorant or is this Roblox?
They read that perfectly.
Hello?
They really did. This looks very desperate now, Van Silly.
Yeah, I mean, you can try anything you want. So
that man did not stop moving.
Getting the flash out at the same time. Like, the timeout was like, hey, we just have to try to explode. They were trying to throw the paranoia into A main, and if they could break that wall for Crew and catch them off guard, perfect. But then a self wall that comes out from Scream, you have a flash that comes out from Soulcast that was already posted there, by the way, when it's always lurking towards that mid side. They were just ready for it. And with that, I feel that because of this action that happened at the beginning, Klaus was still keeping his Killjoy ult. And I'm not against that at the same time, too, because if they actually
running backwards
into the A site dead,
1,
they could put
2.
one of those very powerful ults at the bottom of that rafter by that flower pot that covers the whole site right now, including forced to push your opponents back all the way into their spawn. So I think the idea was there just to try to overwhelm Team Liquid. But just look at the amount of utility. They even had a Viper.
I think Scream actually has a 100% headshot right now. I swear. I don't think I've seen a body shot from him. I literally think he has a 100% headshot rating in this match. I swear.
Really close range
I swear.
Position.
Oh my.
Gets the kill, dashes out, and it is problematic here for Crew because what they're doing now is completely known to Liquid, and you can see that they've got all the utility in place to just prevent this push completely, just being stopped dead. And the push from Soulcast through A main now has.
When it calculates headshot percentage, does that mean every bullet?
Yeah.
Like, does that mean? Does that mean if I hit somebody in the body, it lowers my headshot rating?
Pretty hard if they rotate,
or does it just mean on final kill? Like final kill being a headshot or a body, or what? I'm just curious how that's calculated.
Good idea, though, because now Soulcast is pushed all the way out. He can't use any of the other guided lights to get information for the team. So they have to default a bit, but they also have to keep guessing of where Crew could be. So for Crew right now to group up and try to go back towards this A side.
Every bullet hit.
Yes, it looks like there's a lot of numbers here towards this A side.
So then he's definitely not 100, but he's definitely really high.
3 versus 1 when they come in.
He's up there.
Yeah, they did a dark cover there as well towards Male, which cut off vision for Liquid towards B. So right now it could be A or B as far as Liquid are concerned. Really smart stuff from Crew. Yampy will whip that one. That will give an opportunity here now for Crew as they make their way forward. Bladestorm comes out from Yampy as well.
Jampy with the knives.
Of the essence here. They can't afford for anything to go wrong here, but everything is going wrong. Cryptics with a double, and it might just get worse a bit. No, Crew able to try to convert this one here with a plant off of the back of those 2 kills from B&K. Out comes the Showstopper.
They have a Sage res here, which is nice.
Liquid will have to wait surely, and there's that res.
And then if Liquid can get them off spawn, there it is. Liquid's getting them off spawn so that they can get a res in spawn.
I don't think he was
JK Scream is.
And now we get the lockdown.
Not playing for the res.
So many ults, just the dive from Link.
Bro, they're on 2 different pages, man. Link is going for the.
Oh my goodness! And now Liquid.
Link is going for the ult, and then the other 2 are playing away from the ult.
Oh no!
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. 100% headshot rating. It doesn't even matter.
Scream has time off the back of those 2 kills. This guy is always reliable for Liquid. Definitely the one you want last alive in the clutch.
And I think it made it seem weird to actually place that lockdown right in the middle of elbow, but at the same time, I'm not against it. Maybe using that as a body shield just in case when they're actually trying to rotate back for Team Liquid to allow there just to get that first kill, because Link got picked off.
Sit down, Shroud. I am standing this whole match. I made a promise to myself. I will stand for this whole match. Okay?
Shut machine. Easy kills like that right now. It wasn't perfect in the end on that 2 versus 1. It could have been a little bit better, but here comes another explosion into the A site.
There goes Crew straight in there. Link at the back of the site looking to defend.
Oh my god. All of Team Liquid right now is on. It's over. I'm sorry, man. It's over. Crew doesn't stand a chance.
To get Crew into
They're just all on.
Stuck here. They've only got A main and a ramp control. That's all they have. As they were to take down 1, but Scream to finish off the rest.
Headshots. All day.
For the first map in this best of 3. And he's 17 for 5. He is scary.
I want to see Sentinels versus Liquid in the finals. That's what I want to see.
But that said,
that's what I want to see. Scream verse 10.
Have been right now for Team Liquid on this defender side. If it's not also for
Jampy
sites,
versus
but just the
Shazzy.
sheer ability to prevent Crew from pushing even further into the sites, right? Getting screen control, even if it's an ult that you don't get that often, to split out that positioning from Crew at that screen side from Link, and also having one player force his hand towards you, and you just post up, put your gun out and take him down. It's just been very, very good at how things have been utilized in terms of Team Liquid on that defender side. But now the tides have turned. We'll see what happens now for Crew. Can they turn it around? And this Viper wall is already a great start for a fake.
Straight into spawn. The Yampy.
He's not even. They're not even going B.
Look at this. It's an open site.
They're not even going
walk
B.
Into A here, coming through from.
That was kind of a sick.
Liquids.
That was a sick like.
I don't know. There's anyone to stop.
That's usually what they do on their regular rounds. You know.
Well, he's gonna go down, but it did waste a lot of time. So there is that. Scream, the frenzy.
Ooh, this angle's scary.
And
flash.
Link to kind of body block this one and take this first engagements. Link and Scream doing the damage there to hold on to aim ramp control. Still, though, Crew in with a chance here. Time is starting to tick away pretty quickly.
Ever just lose balance?
There they go, making their way forward now from Heaven. Just jumping straight onto the defuse.
Yo.
Is it going to be sticky? Now
Dude.
comes off of it.
Hello?
So
Cryptics just saved that round. Those shots were insane.
Liquid able to hold on to that one. I like the little fake at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
Cryptics just saved that pistol round.
Get off the spike. You still have a bit of time there. Putting it halfway. You heard already a couple of right clicks that came out from Cryptics, so technically you didn't have that much left in terms of bullets in his clip.
Look at this guy upper.
Soulcast with the rotation.
Boom!
From Sewers.
Are you serious?
From A-Ramp, sorry, on top of that.
Amazing.
Just made things very difficult on that 2v1 for the defuse from Nagzet. But yeah, it was a great
Soulcast redemption arc.
You can see that they continue this wall up towards that B side.
Like whiffs happen.
They're already starting
mistakes happen.
Conditioning towards this
all that bullshit, it happens, man.
Because they're already leading 11-2.
You can meme about it, you can have some fun with it, it's okay.
To the B site, then you might have nothing left here for Crew because you're forcing into this
whatever.
round. You might not have that much going into map point should you lose this one here.
It happens. Dude, how do people stand for a living?
Also on the judge.
Here.
Looking to barrel into the safe site.
I think it's only so hard because I'm tired.
These close positions.
I'm going to blame World of Warcraft.
Liquid now exploding onto the site. And Crew have sort of given up the site, which is fine. Play the retake game. The question is, can Liquid get good post-plant positions? That's the real battle for Liquid now. You can see Scream's trying to work a main, but doesn't really have the ability to do so. Falls back off of that one. That's good news for Crew. Soulcast will take down Mazzino, though. Good punish from Klaus. But again, Liquid very constricted on the site here. Not many places for them to stand as Crew comes in to try to trade these kills. Yampy's still that judge playing the close positions around elbow. That's going to be very difficult to deal with. In comes Klaus, and Yampy will reveal himself with that judge, and indeed, it doesn't seem like they have any answer to that. Liquid hold on to the site.
Team Liquid is based. They're over it, man. They're over it. They're gonna ride the lowers out. They're just gonna ride it out.
Just playing close range with that judge, good enough, and even on top of that, Cryptic
make it to the finals really quick.
Snake bite into Viper Cloud.
Go play Sentinels,
so that it's just very difficult for the for the defenders to come back from screen side and try to retake the site. So map point already, it's been not necessarily lackluster for Crew. I just think that Team Liquid are doing a very good job reading into Crew, but also controlling the pace. Something that Crew was able to do versus Sharks before. And they're still trying to find their footing, unfortunately, on their map pick.
Yeah, using that wall to get that B main control straight away, but I don't know how much that's going to help them. It does give them the information.
I'm trying to find different ways to do 3.
But Liquid's walking up into a ramp control at the moment. Slowly but surely.
Are you drunk?
Rotating over towards A now.
No, I'm tired. Okay.
So it's going to spot.
So I guess in a way I am drunk.
Guardian is in hand. Oh, in the ice orb though. Mazzino able to defend at least against Yampy. That's a big win early on. Remove the jets, and they have site control. So Liquid aren't in the best position ever right now. Crew actually have sort of rotated in time, and Liquid, it's going to be tough for them to push forward. But with that said, Scream able to take down Mazzino might make things somewhat easier. B&J with this judge. Ooh, Cryptics. He's going to take that as the cue to go forward, and that position's been given up now. Oh, B&J, that's so close, isn't it?
30 seconds left.
I was actually surprised about that one too, doing a lot of audio calls, but here's a push towards spawn side. Delzik has to come up huge.
And Soulcast will take down
Dude,
Delzik.
go B.
With the Guardian, it's
Go
going to be
B.
tough to hold off a lot of players at once with that one. Unable to get almost anything with
You think they would have made that run?
10 seconds
If
before
they,
the
you
spike.
see where the sage wall went up right here?
On the ground.
The sage wall right here. If they went up,
in a position to
did they just lose? Yeah.
No HP. The classic has to come out.
If they decided to go B right here where the sage wall went up at around 20 seconds, would they have made it? A 20-second run from the start of upper. I think they would have. Knife out the whole way. You'd get there with like 5 seconds left. Yeah, I think so. What's faster, going upper?
Are getting a little bit less now that Team Liquid also has Scream on the Phoenix to add a little bit more flash assist into these heavy hits. So he was definitely the player to look out for in the first map. For Crew, they have to look out for a way to stop him from building up these run-it-backs for these heavy hits for Team Liquid on this attack.
Yeah, Phoenix, really great Asian on Ascent. We'll talk more about that as we now go into the pistol. Round 1, map 2 between Team Liquid and Crew. Team Liquid starting off on the attack this time. And a drone will spot a couple players in mid, actually, as Liquid make their way up catwalk.
Heavy presence, Dan. They're looking for a lot of stuff here towards this mid side with the utility. And just on the A side, they're playing the more passive play possible, the retake. But Yampi already cancels the whole kit from Killjoy of Klaus on A.
Yeah, that's a great pickup and a frustrating moment for Crew. As you say, Klaus would have been quite useful in delaying things. The Liquid will be set up on the side. It is a pistol round, so
yeah,
anything can happen here still. We've got the Paranoia available for Delzik as well on this retake. Oh, Yampi, nice timing.
Damn it, I just got my
there.
food. I wanted. Why is this match starting so quick? I wanted to eat my food.
Small maneuvers here.
I guess I'm gonna have to eat my food in front of you guys. Like, it's that simple. I'm just gonna
Difficult
eat my
to deal
food
with
in front of you guys.
that
I
one
wanted to take a break,
well,
chill, eat my food at the dining table
You can
like
see
a
the
normal
counter coming
person.
through with the cloud burst, and Scream goes straight into it. Out he goes to try to see if he can find any of these opponents who are coming onto the site now. Crew trying to get something going here, but it is simply too much to deal with as Liquid take it home for round one. They of course already have map 1.
Hey, they took map 1 home too. You're pretty much halfway there, Dan, so it's okay. but I gotta say, Yampi, you talked about it before too in our pregame or getting into the series. It's very important on how you could basically stop Team Liquid of how good they could be with their timings. And that timing for Yampi, just a dash into that tree site to catch Klaus off guard, get into heaven to catch out the rotation, even an offing on the third at the bottom of the catwalk for the post plant for Team Liquid. He's going to be one guy that could mess you up definitely on these timings and maybe even cancel any type of kit you're trying to do.
Well, that aggression has been completely dealt with. Not too much left in the tank here on this eco round for Crew. Just a couple pistols.
I think there was a Paranoia invested at the same time too, right, from Delzik, so they were trying to go for this type of like smoke entrance. Very old school at the same time too, but sometimes when you try to play these old school plays and it's been a while since it's been used, it can catch your opponents off guard. Just unfortunately, you're playing against Yampi's Judge, who adds up another triple.
It is an amusing point actually, like the fact that you can say old school setup when the game's been out only a year. It just really speaks to how quickly the meta moves in Valorant compared to other games. The amount of like metas that we have had already is just kind of astounding.
Just on the stage itself right now, right? As the meta evolves, but it's still very semi-different from region to region. So it's still very interesting. It's still very fun to watch how this all unravels.
Sorry, chat. I wanted to
Masters
eat my
2
food, but I didn't have time.
And see that how the debate is going to finish. Can you actually confirm that it's still going to be a European setup that's going to win it all, or a North American that's going to win it all, or even Neutron now?
NA number one.
Meta, if that's going to be the one that's going to win
We're
it
the
all.
best.
And I even feel that after this tournament,
in the world.
that conversation is still not going to end until we even reach Masters 3.
Definitely. I look forward to it. And we're going to be in our first buy round here. That said, it is a bonus from Liquid. You can see him In fact, the Link is still on a Ghost even.
Very confident at this point right now with their bonus. So, I mean, he's going to be the one carrying the spike at the same time. You see the Aldron working.
This dude has a Ghost.
But right now, with Yampi only having a Judge and they have these Spectres, I think it's just to create noise, create a diversion.
Link better be the first man in.
The close range battles, maybe towards that pizza close range, but then fall back on Catwalk. We'll see what happens then here for Team Liquid, as it seems as though Catwalk is going to be the play.
You know, I like what KRU are doing. They're playing a retake setup on A. Just they want to maintain tree control, as that you can't really give this up and have a strong retake. So as long as you keep that, if the opponents take the A site, it's okay, because they'll only have the A site and A main to work from. So it's one of the reasons why teams try to put a lot of emphasis on at least holding a tree. And right now you can see Liquid, there's lots of, or rather, sorry, KRU, there's lots of movement. They're not entirely sure what's going on. Liquid are
not seeing enough movement.
A lot of movement.
They had to recon at the beginning too to force them back from Team Liquid onto KRU at the back of tree with the smoke. So very good to get into the site. We're playing the retake now for KRU.
There we go. There's that Phoenix wall. Lots of good applications for that on this map. Spike planted on the A site here for Team Liquid. Again, working with a Judge, a few Spectres, and a Ghost. So it'll be a huge round for them to win if they were to do so. That's a great first pickup there for KRU. That's Yampi down. That's the Blaze Storm gone as well.
Last second. Wait as long as you can, Soulcast.
Soulcast ready with that recon darts.
Do it.
In
Do it.
goes the
Shoot it.
Paranoia as KRU try to charge this A site down. Link's actually made his way back through the smoke there, near the side of the door, and could have a nice little flank timing coming in here. Deals with Mazzino, and that's going to cause problems right now because time is of the essence here. Link still creating a delay, still in this position. They have to stick it. I don't know if there's actually time for this one. It's going to be a close defuse here coming through for KRU, and they're going to make it work.
Wow.
Down to the last seconds, but it is a KRU round.
And that all came down to if KRU actually were losing a couple of more 1v1 inside the A side, it would have definitely been
make Liquid earn it.
For him to
make them earn it.
What, 2 or 3 defenders coming towards that doorway side through his own dark cover.
That's all I asked.
2 cloud bursts set down by Nagzet on that rotation was a very scary task there. Actually, I was clenching if I was a fan from.
I had a lot of water bottles.
Because at that point, that
don't judge
that
me.
he had,
a lot of water has been.
Was actually quite huge, but thankfully he got taken down. So it looks like we do have a pause coming in right now. Not sure if it's going to be a timeout right away, but at the same time, it's a good way to calm things a little bit because, like we just mentioned here, Dan, it was a bonus round for Team Liquid. Link only had a Ghost. Yampi had a Judge and Blade Storms, and they almost still won that round to a 2 versus 1. So they did hurt the economy of KRU a lot here. Nagzed's going to have to play with a Judge, and we'll see what they'll have for the rest of the round.
Yeah, I completely agree. It will be quite difficult. Lots of pressure on KRU to convert this next buy round, as they are, economically speaking, really in a pretty desperate place. No reserves available. Will be on an eco, I believe, if they full buy and lose. Liquid definitely with the money control here.
Perfect time. It's the tech boss. I got a lot of water bottles. Here we go.
The question, though, is that, you know, what do KRU want to do against Liquid? Because I'm sure they've done some studying. There's certainly plenty of odds available.
Yeah, no,
to see what Team Liquid's tendencies are like when they're playing the attack. Because if you're KRU, you may want to play aggressively on A main. If you have setups for that, maybe you want to take B main control. There's lots of different approaches you can have on a map like Ascent. Unlike Split, where it's much more, it feels much more limited.
17.
I think it starts off pretty well of how they counter out how Team Liquid wants to take control in the beginning, because one of the main defaults that you see, not just for Team Liquid, but having a Sova in general on Ascent, is that you throw an Allen drone right off the get-go onto the mid side. So B&J playing towards market, and as
don't forget the Taco Bell
side, for him to throw an Allen drone back is a great way to counter
and more.
But Team Liquid, they like to go for these
more on the
hits
floor
on the A side. They like to go for splits at the A side too, just enabling the recon
and
the split from Yampi combo into this tree
so
side.
bad. So that
to try to fight back on that area, they have the numbers advantage going on there too. So the setup is actually not so bad. It's only 2-1 so far, and they've also won here into the bonus round that Team Liquid had. So I think they're still on a good spot, at least to kick off this game.
I like what KRU did here at the opening. I saw on B main use the dark cover as well. That prevented Liquid from taking control there, and Liquid instead pressured mid. So in that sense, you know, Crew have a fairly good.
Look at that, we're clean. Just like that.
Right now.
Snap your fingers.
And a timely
cleaned up.
cover comes through to.
Just like that.
Well. So again, Crew know exactly what's going on. Scream pops to run it back. There goes the curveball through the dark cover. Oh, can't quite find the frag though. That was close. BNJ survives. Liquid continue the press onto the A site. And that's the spike now planted here for Liquid. But again, it's this game of post-plant positioning. Cryptics will delay things with the nano swarms. And they surely know, Crew. They surely know about Scream. And indeed, they'll deal with Scream before Soulcast can do anything about it. Soulcast, though, through the smoke, able to find one. The trades are coming through, though. Crew looking pretty good on this retake. Time is a problem. We do get that lockdown coming in as well. That's going to send Link back further, deeper into A main. The TP comes through, and Crew are going to take him down to get the defuse in the bag. Beautiful retake. In fact, from the beginning of the round,
get a reusable water bottle. I know, man. I know. Well. I have one.
Exactly. So sometimes you see that team
I have
with
one.
The heavy hits as
it's hard to use.
Sometimes even throw the
very hard to use.
From the A-man instead. But to have
I try.
This way, how did
and
they
then
set it up? You had a turret
I become
from the defender side from Klaus all the way from the A site,
dehydrated.
An alarm bot with a
and then I go back to my shitty habits. I know, man. I know. It's challenging. I try. I try, and then I fail. I try, and I fail. I try, and I fail. That's my whole life. Okay?
As we just mentioned here, Dan, they're actually reading this game quite well for Crew. The firepower is starting to come up at the same time. It's starting to shine a little bit more here for Crew from Nagzet, more specifically at the same time too. And now we'll see if Crew can continue a reign on the defender side as Team Liquid seems to go back on another force buy. So they have a couple of Spectres, rifles.
I got him. No, but for real though, I try and I fail every time. It's really hard.
Taken away.
And once again, you know, Crew have a pretty good feel of the map here, getting that early B main control. Liquid going for those hits. You know, you're talking about them favoring set pieces on this A site. We're going to see one of those. Klaus getting some damage in before having to fall back. Link on backside with the use of the Omen ult TP. And once again, you know, Liquid are going to get the A site, but the question is, can they hold it? There is no lockdown here for Klaus.
Trust me, I'll try again. I always do. I always give it a shot. I always try.
The amount of pressure on Liquid
one day it'll stick.
Is pretty huge. Oh, I love the move from Nagzet as well. Nagzet.
But I try.
Rotate back around.
I promise you, I try.
Liquid have to worry about the flank.
Oh, yeah.
But he's able to reinforce this main push. And there it is, the swing onto the site. Beautiful stuff coming through here from Crew on this retake. Got to get all the kills, though. One player still left.
What is going on?
He has the Hunter's Fury. Is he going to pop it? Oh, Mazina's just sticking it. He is just sticking it. No fear at all.
Oh my God.
What the hell just happened?
It was so close too. I mean,
that was actually an amazing, and I mean amazing recon dart. That was positioned. That recon dart was positioned in such a way where his teammate, the support player there, couldn't break it because he put it behind the generator. But it was behind the generator just enough to hide from its player and reveal the person. That was amazing. That was a pivotal player. I know the play, like, it didn't work out the way he wanted, but that recon dart was incredible.
Just behind to just mow down TL on that retake. So very well done. Forces now Team Liquid on a half buy at this point. You have a hero buy from Soul. Well, actually, Soulcast saved that weapon from that previous round, so he's going to maintain that Vandal. The rest of them are still working.
Yo, that's a good idea.
Vandal, though, with the Sheriff's Inspector.
Somebody said get a bunch of reusable water bottles, fill them up. And then put them in a fridge next to me. And it's kind of the same thing. That's a good idea. I'm going to try that. I like that. That would work.
Doing a lot of damage here. They're looking very good.
That's a really good idea.
Has to deliver from backside from Boathouse. Yampy with the trade, though. Leaves it to Mazzino here for Crew to save the day.
That's a really good idea. I've never thought of that.
Huge. Can he defend, though?
I'm going to try that.
Scary stuff.
That will actually work. That would work, I think.
And it's just one player left. Cryptics creeps up the side, straight into B&J's crosshair. Crew saved the day there. That was a close one, though.
Yeah, and even thanks to that, because of the res that came out, it kind of kept Team Liquid in a space of like, oh crap, should we plant? Should we try to go for a fight? They tried to go for the fight instead, and because you have also the Harness Fury ready, that just
Jordan has a water dispenser near his PC.
Versus 2 a little bit better there for Crew.
Oh, like one of those big gallon.
Like you said, Dan, forcing out
the
the
big,
was nice because you said it was pretty good. Why? Because
15,
Liquid,
125
there. So they forced out a lockdown,
gallon,
got a couple of kills. They're forcing a lot of weapons being bought back.
750
esports into this round. So this could potentially break the bank for Crew.
1,000 liters.
Later rounds, maybe in
the judge.
1 or 2 more rounds.
I don't know how big they are, dude.
And here we go, just looking for that A main control here on Team Liquid this time, going quite heavy into this one.
Yeah.
And we've got Mazino playing the A side. He's mostly been playing B so far, so this is a switch up. There goes the wall as well to slow things down, and it's very different looking round here from both teams. In goes Scream with the run it back, popped immediately. There's the dash into the cloudburst from Yampy.
I swear, you guys think I'm stupid.
And he goes down. That's a huge kill from Crew.
Or, you know I'm stupid, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows anymore?
The choke point. And at this point, they've been completely routed. I don't know what's left for them to do on this A site.
Yeah, you got to save now, I think, at this point. A 4 versus 2. I mean, you still have 40 seconds. If you're able to punish Crew that wants to overextend, they could maybe turn the round over for Team Liquid. But with that, I don't think it's going to happen. You already see here Soulcast heading back towards the attacker spawn. Actually, with the Shrouded step that comes back towards the A main, they could maybe meet up. But like you said, Dan, I feel that they read that perfectly for Crew Esports. This was a typical set play for Team Liquid.
Wait, did they clean up their chat?
It was the L drone coming out.
They cleaned up their chat. It used to be awful. I think they actually have moderators now.
And that blaze wall that comes out from Scream, it's always going out towards that right side, so he can try to create like a little wall of surprise, a curveball he could throw, or just try to go for a dry peek from his blaze wall into Heaven side. And the position was just perfect for Crew to cancel all of that and nullify any type of like, look at the X's. They didn't even cross past the entrance of the A site here for Team Liquid, so this was perfectly played.
Did you dye your hair?
Yeah,
I did.
It looks really nice, but...
Wow, are you going to tell me it looks like shit, like everyone else?
Good. It was so good for Crew.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's just winning those opening battles against the entry fraggers is just such an impactful moment for Crew. And also just like the fact that they had Mazino playing A also. Switching up where Mazino's playing with the Sage has been pretty cool. And Mazino has been combining with Delzik in the early round to go for these slow orb plus dark cover combos. Pretty cheap combo to gain full control of either B main or A main. That's what's been happening in many of these rounds. This is actually, these are one of the reasons, this might be one of the main reasons why Crew has had such a good read on Liquid's pace and the flow of the round, because they're getting that early control. But I don't think a single time it's been contested, really. So if that continues, Crew are certainly going to remain in the driving seat of this one.
And I mean, continue it that way for sure. I think they're starting to build that confidence at the same time too. And we've seen these matches.
I want you guys to be truthful and honest with me.
You're like, okay, head-to-head region, Team Liquid versus Crew,
okay,
Fnatic versus X10. Technically, it should be blowouts on paper.
Press 1.
Everybody's being underestimated so far.
If you wipe your mouth
bounce back so well and so
with your clothes
into the beginning of the second half. Or
0 if you don't, and you actually get like
you want to continue to build up on
a piece of paper,
and Team Liquid, I think at
napkin.
This point,
I mean,
I know we have a
to whatever tissue. I don't know.
Trying to figure out what they want to do with this buy here, Dan. But there's been a lot of just force buys every single time right now for Team Liquid, where I feel that we really didn't have a full buy, or I guess, with the exception of the previous round where they got absolutely thrashed. But I feel that Team Liquid has
that's a lot of zeros. You guys are liars.
This is a perfect way to call that.
You guys are liars.
From Sliggy, so they could actually
that is what clothing is for.
And just reset,
to get dirty,
in terms of,
to clean again.
Crew, and even the momentum, try to bring that back in their favor.
Indeed. There goes the drone.
You guys are talking about me and my waist?
Very quick forward.
How about your waist?
Mazino again,
I'm so stupid.
On map. You don't ever know where he's going to be playing from if you're Liquid.
The shit I say sometimes.
In mid, slowing things down. And B&J, meantime, with that Odin pressuring B main instead. So that's another kind of difference to how this defense is evolving for Crew. And once again, Liquid going back to Old Faithful. It's that A-bomb site.
And again, I think this is read perfectly. The round that they went towards the B side, Klaus had his utility towards the B side as well.
What if I just use my hand? That works too. You can just do this.
Is the IGL right now for,
but then what do you do with your hand? If you, let's say you have a bunch of crust and jam and mayonnaise and flavor all over your lips and mouth, and you use your hand and now it's all on your hand, what do you do with your hand? You wipe it on your clothes.
It's going to be with that wall from Phoenix, from Scream, to make it happen.
There it is.
There's the curveball through that wall, showing the value of Phoenix here. Nagset repositioning. And this is difficult here for Liquid. They're fairly spread out. They may be isolated from one another here. Scream is on site with Link. Soulcast from A main has Hunter's Fury. So there's actually a lot to play with here.
Yeah.
For Liquids.
Ooh, solid one way. Solid one way. Good choice. That worked out so well.
At this point, it's looking quite difficult. BNJ with no shock darts remaining. That would be absolute money.
They're saving.
If he had some of those.
Well done.
But they're going to give it up.
Mazzino's still holding towards Catwalk, though. He's looking to make it expensive. He could get some on the exit. There's the first. And there's a second.
Nice.
They did their job. They did their job. So despite losing a round, to still continue to make expensive for TL. As we said, they had pretty much a half buy coming through. They're trying to chase down the last player at the same time.
You leave it there for a midnight snack.
Here on the defense,
nice.
4 crew in a row. The economy's still looking very
not
good.
a bad idea.
Down. I'm all for that. But we mentioned it here, Dan. That blaze wall not only from the curveball coming out from
Red Bull clutch. I don't know if this really I don't know if this is considered a clutch. I mean, I consider a clutch a 1vx, but I guess a 2vx can also be a clutch, I guess. But it wasn't a 2vx, it was a 3vx. It was a 3v3. 3v3, I don't know if that's a clutch, dude, you know? That's okay. You gotta get that sponsor promo out. I get it. I get it.
It has been really awesome seeing some of those coordinated movements, the pacing, the trade spacing. And once again, we're seeing Mazzino with these walls.
I like to consider a clutch is when you're down numbers. That's what I like to think. But not like a 4v5, like a 2v3, 2v4.
Normally this would suggest a B split.
1v2, 1v3,
we'll see if
stuff like that.
The name of the game though here for Team Liquid.
Well, with the amount of shots that you heard with the wall coming out, the Aldron spawning
1v1.
You're forcing, you're
seeing
a rotation coming
That's
out
the best
from
one.
crew at the same time. 2 mid, 2 B, but the noise starting to slow down here. You're starting to have crew guessing again. You're going to have to try to wait for your recon dart to come out and try to get some information if it's going to be towards this B-man inside, because BNJ seems to be fully committed to hold this Odin towards this B site.
They're going to B this time. They're trying to do a split.
There you go.
They got that dart really quickly. Dude, they got everything out. This is great. They have everything. They got everything out of the way. There's no Sage slows. An Omen Smoke just came up, which is really unfortunate. They had a window there. They had a 5-second window there where they burned everything. And they're not even doing it. They're canceling.
We still have Nagset still in position on A main with the operator. This is a great angle. Oh, it's the perfect angle there for Nagset. Nailing Link as well.
That sucks.
2 kills. Might be more here. They're going to feed straight into
That sucks, man.
There's nothing else that they can do. Nagset's done everything.
They had the perfect window. They had a 5-second window where everything was down. No Omen Smokes. No slows. No recon.
I'm all
nothing.
Here for it, Dad. I'm loving it so far.
No flashes, nothing. They had a window. I don't know if they knew that they had that window, but they had it. That's a bummer to see.
Positioning shots, they still invested in Klaus's Killjoy ult just to try to make sure that they could secure the round. Thankfully, though, we have them dominating this defender side so far too. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see another Killjoy ult sword maybe by the end of the half. But this is
you can't know Omen Smoke CD. Absolute what?
This is twice that they run it back.
How dare you just say that? Of course you can. That's why communication is so important. I know this is something that you might not think about, but at a top level, at a professional level, when you are a player. Here, let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little secret hint here, okay? When you are a player at a professional level, your job is to communicate to your in-game leader everything that you see and everything that happens. Omen smoked A main. Great. 1 smoke's on cooldown. Okay. Omen smoked mid. Oh, shit. He doesn't have any smokes. Wow. That's crazy. You know? you feed every little bit of everything you see in front of you. You feed that to your IGL, and your IGL comes up with a strategy based around that. Assuming you don't have a plan ahead of time, right?
There it is.
It's just that simple, really. It's hard for the IGL, though. The IGL struggles with something like that. That's hard. That's hard to do.
Because Scream he's got the rifle. Great timing there from Nagzed. Really looking comfortable here.
Dude, he is owning with this op. Let's go.
From Nagzed.
And you just see how he doesn't care. Like the game sets for Nagzed so far under a high pressure matchup. Because think about it.
Yeah, if you don't tell your IGL anything,
so
he won't.
Is high right now
if you don't have a plan and you're kind of defaulting, and you don't have like an end game kind of situation plan, you're kind of like feeling it out, and you don't tell your IGL anything, your IGL will never be able to come up with a plan.
And then he positions himself for a perfect kill onto Link right after like that. It's just really nice to watch. Like, look at how they're cheering each other up at the same time too. That confidence is definitely reigning in here for KRU Esports.
Yeah, it's huge. Liquid do look very stuck at the moment, that's for sure in this half.
Dude, Sean was so good at that.
We'll see if they can get themselves a couple extra rounds here.
One thing I will just always say, always, is Sean
able to deal with the drone.
Was literally the best IGL. Just period.
Good to see that.
I'll be honest.
Not only has
just period.
With the Sage
amazing.
And the utility that's offered up with Sage, be moving around in these defensive setups round to round. Also, of course, with the operator, Nagzed gets to do the same thing. So there's a lot to worry about for Liquid, and they're going to just explode onto the B site by the looks of things. And Nagzed's repositioned here again if they contact into this. Oh, they're going to use the paranoia, of course, and there's the punish with Yappy with the dash, but the trade straight back in there from Klaus. 1 for 1, and it looks like Liquid once again stuck in this choke point.
That's nice. He got away with 1 before he went down. Oh my God.
Odin is looking very dangerous here from B&J. Spray is wild there. Commits all the way. You got to respect it. But it's not going to work out for KRU. Oh my goodness.
Go Scream.
He was a little surprised once the dark cover were dissipated, and it's like, oh, I just realized I'm a little bit off here on my frag or on my spray with the Odin. He got punished with that for sure. And I was going to say, Scream, after getting that kill, it looks like he wasn't getting enough value off the run it back, but you could already see that off that kill, he already built another run it back after picking up the orb. So I think he's still doing a very good job being able to get a couple of support kills, entry kills, but still trying to create that space when I run it back. That's where it's not necessarily lacking.
If Team Liquid could get 1 more round, that is a solid half. But I don't remember, did they win Pistol?
Last round to go,
I don't think they did.
Yampy, maybe he's going to pick up this Blade Storm. He will. And the 5 players we're looking for.
Actually, I missed Pistol. I was AFK.
Towards this A side, as they have a lot of ultimates to work with for the attack here of Team Liquid.
Yeah, they're really going for this just contact burst style and keeping things simple here. There goes the drone, the wall as well. The run it back is popped as well.
Cancelled right away.
Back is gone again immediately, but there goes Yampy now with the Blade Storm. Oh, he's gonna whip that one. Klaus with the punish. Scream trading things through, and it's looking pretty crazy right now. KRU, though, looking pretty good on this. Still, the spike has to be planted here for Link, and beautiful fragging there from Link. Oh my goodness, from strength to strength.
All right, not bad. Not bad.
And Team Liquid,
they won Pistol, and they won the first. Okay. They didn't win first gun round, though. They didn't win the bonus.
The last couple rounds,
but
making it a 5-7 finish. That's not bad at all.
7-5 is definitely not bad. Winning Pistol, you'd hope for at least a 6-6.
Depending on the playstyle,
you know, but
you really have to think about playstyle and compositions that sees a little bit more attacker, maybe attacker-sided rounds or defender-sided halves. But at this point, I think for TL, they're definitely comfortable here playing the defender side of this map, of this very own map pick, and to be able to scrape those last 2 rounds, and also to make it 5-7 overall, I think you come out pretty happy with the first half. It looked pretty dire. It didn't look like they were able to do much here with Scream's entries, but following that, it still has been pretty good for Team Liquid when they actually make it into the site for these pulse plants.
Into the pistol we go, and Liquid with a similar approach and just holding onto the tree position on their defense right now, and they have 2 players forward and B main also, so just mostly giving up space towards mid, which is where KRU actually are.
This is
raid boss again from Yampy. So Frenzy, small shields, doubling up.
KRU doesn't know what they're falling into right now.
From Scream.
Oh, wow. That was...
Here come the trace into the sights. Oh, it's looking good for KRU. 3 kills straight away for them.
That guy got owned.
Spike planted as well. This will be tough for Soulcast.
That guy got owned.
Players are quite weak for KRU.
What the heck happened to him? He died so fast that I barely got to see what happened.
There goes that recon for Soulcast. Immediately dealt with.
Okay. I guess KRU is just better gamers,
and
apparently.
It's looking
that was
quite
insane.
Here. You know, Soulcast, you can see he's worried about that push from A main. There's so many things to worry about. They're going to try to clear one position at a time together.
Oh, what a good call by this guy, dude.
The correct move.
B&J just running.
As far as possible. And now it's
making them work for it.
Surely not both.
Well done.
Indeed, Link's going to take him out.
And I'm okay with this is smart, because I was just saying, you don't have to chase him down. Right now, you could potentially give more money, more orbs for Link. At the same time, just let him die with the spike, just so that you don't give him the opportunity of getting from the shadows for information a lot faster here on the defender side. But this was actually a very nice run by.
Oh, that's what happened to him. Oh my God!
Because you see
he got hit with the right click. Insta dead.
I would assume that they poked and dropped the owl drone from Soulcast quite early into the round to allow for them to surprise the 2 defenders inside B main by rushing into the market after the wall. So KRU playing it slowly into this into that round to eventually burst into the site has caught TL by surprise.
Oh, hello. Klaus wins the battle there in B main.
They actually bought this round.
That's a
TL
huge
did.
early victory.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
On another force buy mine you here, Dan.
I feel like you being on this defense.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting here.
I don't know. Get your rifles.
And deal with the situation. You can see them rotating.
A sense of pretty.
Cryptics.
It's not like a. I don't know, it's not like a bind.
More towards the A side of the map here.
It's got some range to it. It's got some depth.
Yampi, very strong defense possible here on Catwalk with this judge.
See what happens.
And it looks like KRU are going to be moving straight into this.
Caution here.
At least I think it's all going to be towards A main. I think understanding that it's dangerous, that they could potentially play against shotguns into this round, especially after they won that 1v1 in the beginning of the round and seeing that there was a Spectre invested, going all into A main is so smart.
Nags there straight on top of Gen. Love to see it. Team Liquid struggling here to get the kills that they want. In fact, everybody's still standing for KRU at the moment. Yampi with the judge.
Spike planted.
Well, absolutely denied by that door.
And there you go. You're forced to try to retake with a judge at long range, or you have to dash into the site to make things expensive. You've invested a lot into this round, and he's even invested into small shields. So for Yampi, if he could try to come out of it unscathed, it would be nice. But he's just going to die. A flawless from Prime Gaming.
Yeah, fantastic round from KRU. As you say, you know, they did a good job of actually resetting into that A main push.
A flawless from Prime Gaming.
It is really scary because, you know, they cut noise and they lost.
They definitely have to say that.
So
and it makes it that much funnier. I don't know why.
Was actually doing with their weapons, but they managed to avoid all of the dangers, and they're 9-5 right now. That's awesome to see. KRU looking good.
100%.
And we get the half buy from Team Liquids. Cryptics on the Nova. The Nova? Oh dear.
Listen, I said counter at the same point too, Dan. I think we're just rubbing off each other at this point. So yeah, Bucky coming out from Cryptics. I mean, it's not too bad. You're buying the Bucky.
This is why I don't like this purchase. I don't know.
Be okay to buy into
now they're on like a scuffed buy. KRU's gonna get their 10th round, and they're still on these bonus guns. That means if they take this round, if KRU takes this round away with, you know, a close to flawless 4, maybe 4 alive, 3 alive, whatever, they're gonna have so much money
for KRU Esports on this map.
It's gonna suck.
Yeah, and I would always be I think the advice that I think is always valuable in spots like this for KRU is like, you know, what is the scenario in which we give up our lead? You know, really is allowing there to be kills early on from Team Liquids with these sheriffs, but nothing's really been given by KRU. They have fired a shot. That's a good sign. The KRU are doing what they need to be doing here.
Nobody does the Grim Walls. It's crazy.
Now they're trying to just just barrel into the B side altogether. Really
the Grimwalls are so
don't
good,
spread out,
and nobody does them.
Cryptic's there at the back with the Bucky, able to find one, gets a lot of damage, but just the one kill. Spike goes down, and that spells trouble here for Liquid.
Scanning ahead.
It's going to be hard to retake with these Sheriffs.
Yeah, and they're all turned up inside the site as well. And this, I'm okay with it as well if Liquid wants to let them die and go for exits. But for KRU, I don't mind them dying too because it's a bonus round for them.
Uh-oh, the paranoia comes through. Oh, the hot hands as well. BNJ able to...
Oh!
But the headshots coming through from the Sheriffs.
They got obliterated. All right.
The timing on that one from Liquid was incredible.
All right.
They're definitely gonna...
I didn't even get to see any of that. I got the wrong POV. I got the loser POV.
Exactly. Each landed the first bullet.
I literally got the loser POV. We didn't get to see it.
That's exactly what I was going to say, because the timing of usually when you shoot a Sheriff, it's pop, pop, pop.
Oh my god.
You look at this,
okay, that's huge.
Pop, pop, pop on 3 different names. And
huge.
3 kills. Exactly the right timing of landing one Sheriff shot every single time. The one taps coming out from Blink Yumpy. That was just so clean.
What a fortunate round for them.
And they actually managed to secure a round.
But we take those.
That's a heartbreaker round for KRU Esports.
Oh, it felt like they did so many things right there. You just can't account for those kinds of rounds. You just got to hold your hands up and you just got to take those sometimes.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It is what it is. Get straight back on the horse. And right now, KRU moving pretty fast actually up middle.
Yeah. And the buy's still low though for Liquid, despite them winning that on Sheriffs only, right? So you see how much was invested into that second round for the defender side.
And the spike did go down at least, so that's some extra cash that went the way of KRU.
Whatever KRU's scheming here, it's not
into just cut noise.
It's not gonna work
in mid. They dealt with
because
some utility. They also
it kind of looks like they're trying to split B, but
they just hold.
He has B main. He has B main. He has it.
Some pretty good positioning for Team Liquid.
So he's gonna take this duel.
Dash away if he misses. They have Link inside one. If you're looking at that mini map, they're in good
good
position.
Good play by Sova to get him off.
That's a great way to start things off to push him back.
Man, they're
straight into a fast maneuver.
Rotating
catwalk towards the A side. Liquid
Why did Liquid rotate? There was nothing. That was way too fast of a rotate. Good delay though.
To make
Ollie.
Worse.
The slow.
There's just so much delay coming through here.
Oh, they are so
and they
stuck.
don't have time for this.
They are so stuck, dude.
The window to try to find a way onto the site, trying to clear some kind of a path. The curveballs come in. It seems like Liquid have so much utility here. 10 seconds to plant the spike. Time is a problem right now. KRU are still trying to get their way onto the site. Soulcast denies the spike plant. A second kill.
My God.
Every kill there from Liquid right at the end.
And that's where, Dan, it shows where it's a series of unfortunate events, because that slow orb that was thrown and that slowed them down was actually from their own teammate. Because they thought a push was going to come in from Garden, they had everything set up to get into the doorway, into the A site. But now, time is of the essence. Time is against you. A hot hands gets thrown on the ground. A paranoia came also from A main. They're like, oh crap, it's a crossfire set up into the A site. Can we go through heaven? No, unfortunately we can't, because we slowed ourselves down. We also allowed for TL to actually get the rotate over from the spawn side in from B. And this is a crucial
the money is starting for Team Liquid.
For KRU Esports.
The money is starting to roll in.
On 2 consecutive
they win this round convincingly. They're in a pretty decent spot.
In terms of the economy for Team Liquid, and it's still converted into round wins. And you're catching up right now on your defender side for Team Liquid, taking the, like I said, the easier side right now for Team Liquid's map. KRU needs to figure something out right now.
Yeah, they definitely do. And Liquid, at the same time, I'm curious, if they're going to try to mix things up here, because oftentimes when you expect a team, taking a tactical, you're thinking, okay, they're going to change something. You can decide to go really aggressive just to really just take the initiative. So if they had a plan, you kind of just blow it up right from the get-go.
Yeah.
And that's something that we actually saw Liquid doing on Split. They did that with an A main aggression later into that one after a tactical.
It's so hard in games like this to be
the same thing again. We'll have to see.
To be everywhere, because you kind of have to be.
And
you have to like
evil Sliggy, like a Sith Lord.
You have to have B main presence. You have to have A main presence.
Like, did he die
sometimes mid, and then it's really hard to not make it obvious when you are deciding to give up the B main presence or give up the A main presence.
So we're about to resume the round number 17.
So hard to not be obvious.
Right now, trying to get control towards A main and try to give this orb from Azino is already going to be a great start, so that he could potentially have a res into the next round when they have the ultimates to work with. So try to waste out the utility, try to pull them back right now for Team Liquid to turtle back into the site, get this orb, and then figure out what you want to do. And actually, it's invested into, screw it, let's just go with the Hunter's Fury and Blade Storm and immediately go and take the offensive right away off this timeout.
Oh my god. Scream very confident
Weird.
there. Nice. Zed is missing those knives, unfortunately. That right click, that's what he needed to land. And that's the most dangerous player out of the round, effectively.
Yep. Just off straight utility, right? It was a Blade Storm that was there, and whoop, okay. The Frenzy's gonna help a bit.
Holy, he almost killed him.
Oh wow, he actually dinked up Link as well. But yes, it is.
They kind of wasted that Sova ult. And I know that might not
Cruise,
seem like a big deal, but think about it like this.
Going there with 180 there. And there we go.
If Cryptix gets like an orb and a kill,
close the gap
or 2 kills, whatever,
scoreboards.
he gets his ult. Or
this is what the tactical is really.
He'll get his ult next round or something, right? Like he will get his ult before Sova.
Right now.
And now there's no Sova counter to it, so it kind of. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that decision. Not a fan.
For KRU Esports, but a right click, it didn't connect onto Scream. But you're looking at this round right now, we're still 2 away from getting an ult for Soulcaz, which will be a perfect moment for Klaus to actually use his lockdown and enable KRU to get into his site.
KRU needs to use their lockdown this round. They need to. They need whatever they're doing. It needs to be a lockdown. It has to be used in some way. Because Soulcaz is gonna have his ult next round, and that's the problem.
Now for Mazzino, he needed that 1 point. Now there is the Resurrect online as well.
Maybe he's going to have it next round. Maybe. There's a chance he does it, but you don't want to play that chance game.
A so far. Definitely suggesting to Liquid that there's something going on there. Liquid actually might be going for a play here. Yeah, they've got the drone. They are just retaking the A main position. Great maneuver. This is going to have Liquid an advantage on information now. They're going to know exactly what's going on.
They could even start rotating back right away. You can see it right now. They wanted to make sure they get that res. So that
like I said, you can't make it obvious.
For KRU, they could res up at the same
it's going to be obvious. They know they're going to do a lockdown play, but
at the same time too.
They have to. They have to do this. They have to.
Right off the
it's obvious, but they have to.
There's for Team Liquid.
They can't wait. It needs to be done this round.
Waiting patiently here for go time. That lockdown expires. Now Liquid trying to see if they can slow this one down into the sites. Huge flank coming through as well from Yampy through to B main. There is a turret that's been smoked there, so...
Oh boy, big retake.
All onto Liquid, trying to coordinate their efforts there. They've got a few points of attack. Market, Spawn, and soon to be B main as well.
I like this. They're all over the place. This is nice.
It's got to be off screen. Once again,
they're not just all sitting in sight. They're kind of like at off angles and different angles.
You called it, and are they able to trade off of that? Looks like they will. 2 kills going away with Liquid. Mazzino able to trade 1 back though, as will BNJ. So it's pretty even here. The spike still ticking away. Yampy finally activated in B main as he tries to swing on through. And it's up to Mazzino now, swinging across. Yampy's there, and Yampy will take him down. And there's just enough time to get this defuse in.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's so close though. Oh, so close. Liquid
so many little micro plays.
The score 9-9. And again, if you are just joining us here, this lower bracket match,
teeny tiny little
their tournament life.
Bitty
lost the first match.
Decisions.
They got absolutely crushed on split.
Like I know this doesn't seem that big, but Killjoy right here taking this duel.
Game here so far, but it is
think about it this way, right? This duel right here that Killjoy took.
Yeah.
Killjoy knew that somebody was flanking A main. And if she just tried her absolute best to like tuck herself to make as much time wasted as possible, that could have been the 1 second difference. You know, like just try to go wide enough so you can hide from A main, so he has to peek further out, but not too wide so that you die from spawn, because that would suck, right?
It's going to be KRU Esports looking to explode into the A site.
So tough. It's so tough. Those are such tough decisions to make in the moment. They're so hard to make in the moment.
Amazing stuff here so far from Liquid, deflecting this attack. Scream is tapping the heads. That's what he does. That's who he is. And that's Liquid with the 10th round now on the board as they deflect that contact through that smoke. I love the mix-up from KRU, but Liquid was somehow so ready for it.
Yeah, I think now the story falls back in the hands of Team Liquid. As much as I wanted to commend KRU Esports of how they were so good at reading Team Liquid on the attack, this was perfect for the same thing for Team Liquid in the end. To have that 2 players set up towards that A site, a perfect crossfire. I know they were able to hit Scream towards that backup generator, and while he's affected by that paranoia, to have Link get the first few kills, have the opponents focus on Link after on the kill, and then Scream comes out right after when he's not blinded. This is just some nice back and forth in terms of supporting teammates into the A site here for Team Liquid. So now they regain the lead off this half, off this series at the same time.
Those are like the hardest.
At least they
just thinking about like that moment, right? That's like
into this round, because
I would say that's like the hardest thing about being a professional player. Like if you had to have any,
and you can see the
like what's tough
here. Scream hanging on.
Is those tiny little decisions
fantastic shooting
and making them on the fly. And making the right ones. So challenging.
Scream, of course.
Because there's like a million things you could do.
Early win.
You got to choose the best one
down there to
out of
any
so many possibilities.
So that's a huge
tough.
win from KRU.
Really
Not
tough.
only getting the kill, but also forcing out the lockdown.
That's right. And you're hiding away from the Owl drone, and now they have no information from Team Liquid. So with 1 player behind, somebody's going to have to force a hand. It's going to have to be potentially Yappy peeking out on this catwalk or playing it close. If not, it's just going to be very hard for the defenders to hold and even to retake after that. And it seems to be the latter. They're going to force the hand right now for the attackers into the site, but these nanoswarms are going to be huge.
Oh no.
Please tell me he didn't have a shock dart. Because
this one. Klaus is on another
that's all he needed. He needed 1 shock dart right in the center there. He knew it was there. You could tell he knew it was there. Because he shot at the floor, but he just needed 1 shock dart. I don't know if he had it.
Klaus again is having such an incredible game. What a display of skill so far.
I can't believe they won this round.
The next challenge here,
I can't believe.
Looking for the
oh my God. Never mind.
Incredible there from Link.
He used both on the bot.
Liquid again.
Got it.
Picking up another round. I cannot believe that Link just did that.
So many praise.
He wasted both. Oh, he tried to break them earlier. He just didn't know where they were.
Liquid, looking through the qualifiers to help TL qualify into the Masters 2. The Red Bull clutch coming on his side. The Red Bull clutch is that he's done, and he continues to demonstrate that in this event. And like I said, it was going to be a very impossible or a much harder task for this retake.
I can't believe they brought it down to a 2v1 in the first place. The fact that they brought it to a 2v1 is crazy in itself.
So as KRU Esports are running their pistol round on a 5 versus 2 inside the site, it still comes down to like great and better positioning for the pulse plant for the attacker side, and Link just did a great job to negate a 2 versus 1 swing and take the advantage off 2 individual 1 versus 1s.
Yeah, early presence and control from Liquid here on A main, and they now feel the presence towards catwalk. Yampy, though, is in a great position. There is definitely a world here where he does not get flash or anything, gets just a straight-up peek from an opponent, and that would be a decisive...
Killjoy's... I don't know, this is tough. Nothing KRU's doing is working.
For something here. Oh,
that works.
God, Access ready for it.
Twice he does that.
I was thinking like Soulcast is saving his ult for when Claus gets his.
Gelato into top mid to get the information, and KRU, they are long gone. They are long gone. And here goes Cryptix, able to find the spike. The second kill comes his way. That's not a bad result.
Oh my. Oh no.
Able to find that one. That's a huge pickup.
Yeah, and that's spiked down at the same time.
Oh no.
Still the Killjoy utility on the B side. This is such a great hold for
This hurts, man.
Beautiful finish there from Soulcast.
I feel for these guys, man.
Game point now for Team
when you're just trying, you're trying everything. You're trying it all, but you just can't get it done.
That extra kill
even when you get a first blood, man, you just can't get it done.
Losing the spike
that hurts.
In a position such as market,
that sucks.
These small edges that Liquid are winning are really making all the difference.
That 2K was huge. This kill through the smoke was huge.
To force the hand and let Team Liquid know, let's get ready. The hit's gonna come.
That bomb, the bomb being left in
B-side,
market
also you're not
because like they
for
just didn't have time because he was the only
back,
one is huge. Like,
kind of just want to run away from that one too. So it's nice that Scream just off that funneled everybody back towards a heavy defense. And that starts things off very well to win this series for Team Liquid.
Instant res coming through though for KRU. That does at least even things up, and strangely that does give advantage to KRU. But Link, if he finds the timing on this peak and gets a kill and gets away with it, that would be an enormous problem for KRU.
Yeah.
Will they be cognizant of this angle from Link? Trying to play an off angle here, trying to be unexpected with his peak. And just Link seeing nothing also tells Liquid a huge amount as to what KRU are doing.
And you're just walking back potentially to a heavy nanoswarm setup off the sidewalk from Cryptics. This has been a thorn in the side of KRU esports.
Here comes the ult.
Whenever they're hitting towards this B side, you don't see them dashing, or well, they can't dash right now as Nags is dead. But with them trying to get across towards the switch onto the staircase, just going through the sidewalk has been damaging for them so far.
wait, he missed. Oh my god, he missed the ult. Oh no, that Killjoy's detained. They're both detained. Oh no, Liquid. Oh no, no.
Cryptis backside, can he get out of this in time? Are they going to find him? Yes, they'll get him. They won't take down Yampy, but with that detain, they have the site under control. B&J in a critically important position. Yampy
doesn't matter, they still won. They won the game. Doesn't matter.
Straight in the face.
Holy.
Goes down. Yampy
that got scary for a second. That got scary for a second. They missed the ult.
A 2-0 victory against KRU, eliminating them here from this tournament from Masters to Reykjavik. And Liquid, as expected, will be moving forward.
Well, was it that expected at the same time here, Dan? Because when you looked at how that played on that second map, it looked so promising for KRU to bring it back. Even Crypt